Mofos, it's Shamika. Welcome to my channel. And yes, this is the place where I talk about all things that make my nerves bad, things that actually just give me hype, just whatever I want to talk about, because you know what, it's my blog. Anyway, I'm so glad you're here. If you have been following me on social media, then you already know that when I reach 100 subscribers, that I am going to put my daddy in front of the camera. Because many of you have been used to me tweeting about things that he says to me, where he's shading the hell out of me, or just random things he says that are, well, I think they're funny, and I guess y'all do too, because you want him in front of the camera. And he's ready for his on-camera debut, and he says he has a lot to talk about, and I'm afraid of that. I am really afraid, because I know that this is going to make my nerves bad. But I'm going to do it for you guys because you requested it, so I need to get to 100 subscribers, okay? So how do you subscribe? I know y'all know how to use YouTube. I mean, okay, so I'll tell you. Hit subscribe down below. Take your little finger, mouse, whatever you're using. Push the button. And then if you want to be notified when I upload, hit the notification bell. That's the little bell that's like that. Okay. All right, so let's jump into this blog. So here's the thing. I know you notice I'm wearing glasses today, but if you know me, then you know that I had sinus surgery earlier this year. And so today is just a bad sinus day. You know, I have good days, bad days during the healing process. So plus I have to like fight with my contact lenses. So you guys will deal with these purple glasses. Okay. And you know, if I start sweating, just ignore it. Act like you don't see it. Okay. So I love getting questions from people asking me like anything. So if you have any questions, make sure you send me an email, or you can comment below, or send me a DM on Twitter or Instagram. But my email is Shamika, SHAMEIKA @themofocchronicles.com. So, you know, I decided to maybe try something new this week and actually answer a question. So somebody sent in a question and they wanted to know, who the hell is this King Mofo that you are constantly referencing in your blog? Well, first of all, I ain't referenced his ass in a minute, so I don't even know what blog you read, but okay, thank you for the question. King Mofo, many of you know that, let me back up. Those of you that read know that earlier this year, I published like a gut-wrenching, vulnerable-ass essay for Sisters AARP about a relationship that really took me through some things and helped me on my path to my writing career. That is who King Mofo is. And I'll put the link to that article or the essay down below. But for those of you that don't read and would rather just let me draw this story out again, this is probably the last time I'm gonna like even talk about King Mofo, because that part of my life is done and I won. I mean, look at my career, I won. Anyway, so sorry, messing with the microphone. King Mofo. Once upon a time, Meek met a boy while she was in college. And no, he didn't go to school there, but he was living in the city. Meek fell head over heels in love with him. And then after graduation, Meek and the boy decided, oh, let's play house. So we moved to North Carolina, played house. And from what I understand, though, he was cheating on me before we moved here. But I don't know why anybody didn't tell me before I made the mistake of moving. But anyway, the past is in the past. But I see you guys that did that, okay? Hopefully you've grown and matured. And if you see something, say something. Anyway, so we moved here. We moved to North Carolina. And then at that point, we had been together maybe 3-4 years, maybe 3 at that point. I don't remember exactly. I just knew that this was the man I was going to marry. I really, really did. And, you know, the problem here is I had goals and dreams of being an entertainment reporter. That's what I went to college to do. I wanted my own show. I wanted this. I wanted this. I wanted this. All that got put back on the back burner because I was in love and decided I wanted to be a wife. Y'all see me blinking because in hindsight, who knows where I could have been by now as far as a career, but I was like, I'm finna be a whole wife at 20 something years old. And it didn't work out that way. So, he cheated again and again and again and ended up moving away once he was caught. Moved to Georgia to be with this side chick. And I guess she realized he was trash. So then he moved back home to the college town where we met. And guess who the dumbass is that followed him there once he begged me to come back? Oh, me. Yeah, so let me just give you some perspective on how dumb I was, okay? So I had a job here in North Carolina at that point in my career, working in television news. I was probably making maybe mid-20s, somewhere around in there. Well, when I moved back to be with him, I was making $18,000 a year. Did you hear me? $18,000 a year. Granted, I didn't have a whole lot of experience in television, but how do I go from this to this? But I did it for love. And you know what? The rent was like $375 for a 2-bedroom townhouse, but we were struggling, okay? Luckily, I had a car. Actually, no. I think the car that I had, that was the first car that I purchased. So I was struggling trying to maintain a car payment plus pay rent. And then he was on the fence as to whether or not should we live together? Should I stay with my mama? I'm not even gonna comment on some of that stuff. But anyway, come to find out, so I was back in Tennessee. I just told you where I was. Tennessee for like 2.5 more years before I get another shocker. That one, he's sleeping with somebody he works with. But he was like, I'm not. We're just friends. She doesn't have any friends, but that's a whole other story. You guys gotta read the essay. That's all I'm gonna say. And then the second part to that is this chick pulls up. She's a sorority sister, and this is why I don't trust some of you heifers now, because she rolls up. She was married, rolls up to my house in a car full of our sorority sisters. And this is why I don't link with y'all either, in case you weren't sure why I don't talk to you. That is why. Because one, you knew me well before you knew that married ass heifer, okay? Anyway, so they roll up and she comes to tell me that he had been messing with her, or they had been sleeping together for like 6 months or something like that. And he had been whining and dining her on my credit card and blah, 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 blah. So I call him with her standing there because I'm like, let's confirm this right now. He just left, so let me just call him on the phone and we're gonna squash this, right? Y'all, this man said to me, and I quote, "Tell her we broke up." Who the hell is he talking to? All your stuff is still in this house. You literally just left. You are getting mail here, but we broke up? What? So anyway, long story short, at that point, I was like, how much more am I going to do this? We had been together almost 8 years at this point. I'd gotten like 2 promise rings. Like, there was no sign of an engagement ring. And my dreams just kept slipping further and further away from me. But I was making some kind of moves. I had flown out to LA for the first time by myself. I had, just for an opportunity to go audition for something, because in my brain, I wanted to be a soap opera actress as well. Don't tell anybody. But there were things that I wanted to do that I just, because I was trying to be a wife and trying to be, in love and all that fun stuff. But anyway, my point is, for those of you that may be kind of going through the same thing, make sure you follow your dreams. Love will come when it comes. It will. I promise you it will. Those dreams may not always be there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are things that I wanted to do that I still want to do now, but had I had the stepped into it years ago, I would be a lot further now. Let me just say that. I had to adjust my dream. And that's fine because I'm doing pretty damn well. Anyway, so we broke up, and after a couple days of crying and you know, not wanting to talk to anybody, leave the house, any of that stuff, I started to pack up, and I just decided to leave that area. And I went to the consignment shop, got rid of his stuff, got me a laptop, and I started my blog when I got to where I was going. And that was the blog that was on Yahoo 360 for those of you that have been rocking with me since then, and I appreciate it. And I talk about the evolution of the Mofo Chronicles in a previous blog, so I'm gonna need y'all to go back and check that out. But anyway, so that is how that all started, and that is who King Mofo is. Now, one thing that my grandmother always told me is, you know, there's no point in hating him, there's no point in holding a grudge, because for what? She was like, thank him, because look where you are. Man, that was like 6 years ago when she told me that. I wonder what she would think if she could see me now. Anyway, I won because you know what? I at that point, I was like, you're right, Grandma. You are right. I am no longer holding a grudge. I don't hate him. I'm good. I'm good because had I not gone through that heartache, I never would have started writing. I never would have developed my style. I never would have found that I love interviewing old school legends and writing about music and dating and relationships and interviewing actresses and actors and, you know, everything, all entertainment, lifestyle type of things. I never would have discovered that part. I mean, granted, I knew I wanted to be an entertainment reporter, but I never would have really actively probably pursued it had he not broken my heart, because I would have just kept doing what I was doing. And then a friend that I made when I moved to that new city kept telling me, you know, one day you're going to be a famous writer. And I was like, pass me the drink. But, you know, maybe he saw something in me at the time that I didn't see. And so I thank you, and you know who you are, for those kind words, because, you know, I be writing now all the time. So that is kind of who King Mofo is to me. You know, I don't hate him. I wish him well. I don't like him, but I can still wish him well. You know, and I hope that he has matured, because it has been a bajillion years. So that's my story. So again, if you want to, you know, hit me up, ask me anything. You know, and if you have like kind of a longer type of question, you need advice on something, that's for my advice column, which is with the Queen City Nerd. And you can check that website out. And then as usual, you can follow me on all social media networks, which is Mofo Chronicles on Twitter and Instagram. And I'm not giving you my Facebook because I'm not dealing with you on there. And don't slide in my DMs with foolishness, because I will not respond. I had a dude slide in there talking about some "Hey Beautiful." Who are you? Like, address me by my name. But we'll get into that topic another time, because you just can't be doing that stuff, yo, when you don't know somebody and what they got going on. Anyway, all right, y'all, hit subscribe. Tell your mama and them, we got to get daddy on this show. So I will see you guys soon. Make sure you hit me up at themofochronicles.com. And yes, I am not to be trusted alone at Target. Yeah, but guess where I'm about to go? Target. So be good.